I don't know how many of y'all see The Simpsons. I personally like that show. I was watching, it was the same from The Simpsons. It was like Bart cuts the ponytail off someone. It's like, I cut the ponytail off someone because I was bored. Look at me. I'm a grad student. I'm 30 years old and I made $600 last year. I'm sad. I sadly think that's going to be me. Um, Going to be wasting 2 years just to get my master's degree. And to think I still want to go back to grad school in the future to get a second master's and maybe for a doctoral degree. The sad thing is I'll be a doctoral of the worst kind, philosophy. I can't, in case I'm on an airplane, I can't save your life, but I can blabber about Hegel and his philosophy of history. Speaking of philosophy of history, there's a good punk documentary, if you're into that, from the, I think it was like the late, I think it was like early 70s, called Decline of Western Civilization. If you ever get the chance, please watch it. It's really good documentary. I personally love it, but I don't know. It's kind of loud, it's kind of raw. I think I like the third installment of that documentary the best. The second one was like the hair metal years of LA and whatnot, but yeah, I think I personally like the third one better. It's a bit more of a raw, emotional sound or whatever. But yeah, no, let's get into the next track right now. This is from the band Shame, which I always have shame about being a student. By side with this track, Station Wagon. This was the ending track of their 2021 album. Let's see, Drunk Tank Pink, I think it was called. I don't know, but let's get into it. Now we are back, listeners. Like I said previously, that was the track, what's it called? Station Wagon by the band Shame. Listened to some of their music recently. I do like that band, the one, especially working out, especially doing cardio and whatnot. Something like that. For the next track, I decided to do kind of like a bit of an outfield. I decided to play some jazz music. We're going to be listening to some Charles Mingus from his album, I believe 1956 album, The Clown, with the track Haitian Fight Song. I want to say it's the opening track. I was listening to this a lot earlier today on the bus to school. I often like have my headphones on, just listen to the whole album, but I just kept this song playing over and over and over again. It was very hypnotizing, I would say. Personally, I find it very hypnotizing. But then again, I find lowercase music hypnotizing, so that's probably just me being tired or whatever, just not really paying attention that well. Critical thinking's not fun, man. You know what I'm saying? It really isn't fun. Because in my class, they got me reading like 100 something pages a week, which I don't mind. You know, I do like reading the required readings. Oh, jeez, I gotta read about Hegel again and again, and I just don't, I just don't really like Hegel. So there's that. Anyway, let's get to the track right now. This is Haitian Fight Song by Charles Mingus, 12-minute song. So yeah, and that was Charles Mingus, the track Haitian Fight Song from I think it was 1956, The Clown. I just really like that ending. Very slow, very dramatic, and it kind of just picks up a little bit, but still kind of like a slow fashion. Not in like the beginning half of the song. It's very upbeat. I like Mingus. I like his big band Mingus. There's one album I like. After he passed away, I think it was like in the 90s. There was a live performance in New York. There's one track I can't remember off the top of my head. But I love the solo part in the middle. It's like, oh, it's perfect Mingus sound. I think I just got into Charles Mingus probably in my first year of college, I want to say. I mean, I was hardly sleeping to anything, so I just had to listen to something, and then I just fell in love with his music, so now I just listen to Charles Mingus a lot. Definitely one of my favorite jazz artists. Not my top favorite jazz artist. That still has to be, I don't know, Albert Ayler or maybe Herbie Hancock. If you want to put him, his earlier stuff. I do like his jazz fusion, but if you're talking about strictly jazz, in the traditional sense, I would say, I know a lot of people would say this is a very basic choice, but, you know, I'm just had to give it to Miles Davis. I'm really just had to be, yeah, Davis. Or probably, I guess you would also say Ornette Coleman, but a lot of people would consider him more as free jazz. His improvisation album, I think that's the one that has the album cover of a Jackson Pollock painting. I like that. What's another jazz artist I really like? Obviously, you really can't say anything about John Coltrane. I mean, I think Mitzi's a goat. Alice Coltrane, his wife. Let me see. What's his name? Dizzy Gillespie. Dizzy Gillespie. Hell yeah. Of course, Dizzy. And then I would say, for another favorite jazz artist of mine, if I was to make a Mount Rushmore of jazz artists, I would say, obviously, Miles Davis. Instead of John, I love John, but I'm going to give it to Alice Coltrane. So Miles Davis, Alice Coltrane, Dizzy Gillespie, and then if I want to make a fourth person on that mountain, who would be my other person on Mount Rushmore? I'm going to say it's going to be a toss-up between Albert Ayler and John Coltrane. That's going to be like my Mount Rushmore. But then I'm ignoring, other important jazz figures, so it's like, it's not an easy thing for me. Speaking of jazz, my girlfriend actually liked this song. It is a jazz track from, I believe it's 1977 from the Soviet Union, the Oleg Kutsenko Jazz Ensemble. I'm pretty sure I butchered that name. Obviously, I don't speak Russian. I mean, I can barely speak English and Spanish, my native tongue. So, there's that. And then the final track we're going to be playing is obviously Remembrance of David Lynch. We're going to be playing the track In Heaven from his 70s film Eraserhead. I remember the first time I watched that film, I was sick and off cough medicine. It felt like I had a horrible fever nightmare. Still love that movie though. So, all right, listeners, that's going to wrap up for today's show. The last track was In Heaven by David Lynch. If you ever get the chance, watch the film Eraserhead. I mean, people already know the meme because the Eraserhead baby, that weird jelly bean thing. And then I think I like Jack Nance's character. I still can't get over that scene of like the robotic chicken that moves its leg. It's weird. I feel like trying to explain the film verbally does not explain it. It's kind of like watching The Substance, but just in black and white and somehow more disturbing. I saw The Substance with my girlfriend. Not a good date movie. Not a good date night movie. But if you're trying to scare them, would recommend. Anyway, that's going to wrap up for this week's episodes. As always, this playlist will be available on both Apple Music and Spotify. You can follow me there on Instagram at Watford2003. And final thought for today, go Philadelphia. I'll be watching the game this Sunday. Too bad I'll be at work. But we have a TV at work, and I have my phone on me, so I'll probably just be having the score on my phone. I don't want the Chiefs to win. I really don't like the Chiefs. I don't like Patrick Mahomes. Anyways, that's going to wrap up for this week's Blueberry Muffins. Bye-bye.